Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Welcome to the 90th episode of Herb Oracle. Oh my gosh. That seems big. That seems big to me. So anyways, welcome, good morning, later than ever. This time, I really actually on purpose had to sit down with my little journal that I do automatic writing in. Like, I just felt like I have not given myself the opportunity. I had questions that, I'm not joking you. If you sit down with intentions to automatic write, you will get some answers that you are looking for. Not even like what you might actually even want, but generally it is usually what I need to hear. So I sat down just for a little bit, did some automatic writing, did like 4 more pages than I expected to. Now, it's just a little notebook. It's like a 5x7 Dollar Tree. So when I say 4 pages, like they're just tiny pages and I'm writing huge and like double spacing it. Like it's not like pretty writing. Like I'm writing fast, I'm writing in sections. And sometimes it doesn't make sense, but then when I go back to read it, it does. And, you know, it's usually just always telling me to go within, connect with myself. The one thing that it says to me all the time will tell. Like, what? Like, what an awful thing to say to somebody. Time will tell. So if you have questions in your life, apparently my guidance system through automatic writing is like time will tell. Like how general, but how probably super, super, super true. Because when we look back, here I'm already shuffling cards. We didn't even do our law of the universe yet. When I look back at my life now, like, yeah, within time, it usually does tell. Time always does tell. And sometimes we have to see things with our own eyes, and then, you know, we know it. Okay, so yesterday we did the law of patience. It was a good one, wasn't it? I really liked it. Basically, it was saying through it, we can learn to know ourselves, to measure, to test our ideals, to use faith and seek understanding through all the other virtues. Like patience is the umbrella that all the other virtues can manifest more profoundly, like within that space, that law of patience. And also, it said a few other really cool things, but it basically boiled down that every soul comes to enlightenment in its own time. So, yeah, yesterday I really liked the law of patience. Today, let's see what we're doing today. Today, we're doing the law of patterns. Okay. So technically we heard the end of the law of patterns because my papers were jumbled. But today I will read us the beginning that we haven't heard yet. And then we will, of course, read the end of it now that my pages seem to be in order now. We're on 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Okay, so we're on track again. So this is the 66th law. So it's the 90th episode. We've done 66 laws. We're going to do 105. Why stop now? Can't stop, won't stop, whatever. It's like, I guess, become a pattern in our life. You know, just making that commitment to learn something new, expanded about the universe that is really going to serve us eventually. In time, it will tell. So the law of patterns, are you ready? Any habit or pattern, whether we call it good or bad, tends to reassert itself over time unless we break that pattern by doing something different. if it is good, we can reinforce the pattern with small self-rewards. We have the power of spontaneous action, doing old things in new ways, changing and restructuring our lives and our behavior. Some of our change ability is dictated by the ways we learn when we were young. We learn to make sense of the world by observing patterns, and this has survival value. We can correct the patterns we see as dysfunctional, negative, or destructive by doing something different that will have sufficient impact to interrupt the old pattern. So everything is patterns pretty much. And you can start to notice this in your life, and maybe even easier in other people's lives at first, as the observer. But anyways, yeah, everything's patterns, and it's like just our judgment whether we label them as good or bad. It's up to us whether we want to keep reinforcing the good pattern or, take the initiative to disrupt a dysfunctional pattern, right? We can always do old things in new ways. We can change and restructure the pattern. But yeah, it has to be significant enough to impact the old pattern. If not, the old pattern just keeps on doing its thing. That's what patterns do. They just keep reasserting itself. So once it's put into motion, it'll stay into motion, but you have quite a bit, if not complete control over patterns in your life. It might not seem like that because they have such momentum. You've been doing it for so long without realizing it. You have reinforced the patterns in your life, both positive and negative. But ultimately, I feel like we are in control of affecting our patterns. Might take more than just a spontaneous moment, right? Like we might have to restructure our lives a little bit. We might have to create a new pattern and then stick with it. But yeah, I totally feel like we can change any pattern. So yeah, that's what's great about it. Like the stuff that we created in our life that we don't like, it's yeah, but we created it as a pattern, which means we can recreate something different. So that's why it's really good to take responsibility for everything in your life, because you done it, girl, and you can change it. So all right, what's up, you guys? Let's pull some oracle cards. Talking about patterns today, the law of patterns, which I guess the pattern that I'm seeing for this layout is a nine cards. We're going to use 3 different decks to do 3 from each, making just, a 9 patch. But it's not going to be equal because, it's not going to be 9 equal squares, because we're going to go, I think, from smallest to biggest here with these decks. All right, so this is the little tiny cards from the book Herbiary by Maya Toll. And I'll have to grab the book off the shelf, I guess. But let's pull the cards. The book's beautiful. All right, we don't have to pull cards when they fly the F out of the deck. And this one is reversed. It's Quaking Aspen with We Are One. So, all right. So this pattern of separation is the first message. That we don't see ourselves as connected to everyone else. We don't really understand that we are one. We have this pattern of thinking we're alone in the world. Our next card is Forbidden Fruit with the apple. That's funny to me. That's funny to me. So apples are super witchy and wonderful and have been used forever. This has a snake in it. So of course, that to me personally says these patterns of fear, the forbidden fruit, these patterns of wanting maybe something that our ego wants, but maybe isn't in our best interest, right? These patterns of self-destructive behavior is what, like, I feel from the apple reversed. Although it's not reversed now. Did it come in reversed? It's not reversed. Why did I think it was reversed? I don't know. All right, give us our third card. Third card. It's raining. The wash is going, and people are driving by. All right, this one is reversed. It's marshmallow, a spoonful of sugar. So the pattern of also being too hard and independent, which actually goes back to the quaking aspen, the pattern of, you know, not connecting with people, not seeing us as one, being the independent bitch, really being too hard, wanting to do everything ourselves, not having a sense of community. And we'll look in, and then of course there's a freaking snake. I really am trying to do my snake healing. My friend Osceola the Oracle and I were talking, I guess it was last week or whatever, you know, just that, like, sometimes our spirit animal is not the one that we love. It's actually the one that we hate and that we have the most to learn from. And so, yeah, like, I would say under that sense of reasoning, then the snake is definitely my spirit animal, which kind of just sent shivers up my spine a little bit, or a swirling. I know that Kundalini energy wants to open up within my body. Like, I am starting to feel it more and more and more. But yeah, like, I have something to let go and release before that can happen. So we've got quaking aspen, apple, and marshmallow. Even though I thought apple was reversed, it's not anymore. I don't know. But the other two definitely are. So we've got we are one, forbidden fruit, and a spoonful of sugar. Kind of makes me want to have an apple crisp party. Like, what's up? Or an applesauce making party. But let's come back to it. Like, I really kind of want to get all the cards out and then see, dun dun dun, the pattern. See if there even is a pattern. That would be funny if there wasn't, of course, because I always see patterns. But of course, on the day that we're doing the law of patterns, that would be ironically hilarious if I was not able to. But yeah, I am really good at seeing patterns. I'm really good at connecting dots. I really am pretty damn good at seeing the bigger picture. Just got to remember to step back and look. So I love that we got the quaking aspens, though, because I was just thinking about them this week while I was at my mom's house. I took a little break from doing all the inside house chores just to be able to walk around outside, and I came to this little patch behind her house, and I was like, look at all these trees. I bet you they're quaking aspens. And I don't really know my trees that great compared to how I know other things, but it was incredible to see them all together, and I could feel their connectedness. I could literally see it and feel it and sense it, and it was so pretty. And it reminded me of this card, but I think there's a card in this deck, which is the Oracle of the Essences, that also has like a tree scene that's super connected, like a whole bunch of trees. That's big and connected, and a sense of community. So this sense of community, what kind of pattern do you have in your life when it comes to community? Are you the hermit, the loner, the Five of Pentacles, mugwort outcast? Or do you have a good sense of community? I don't know. So anyways, I guess this is our card. It's oregano. So under community, for me, I'm getting ancient looking Tai Chi Chinese man. So I'm getting oregano. It's all about clarity, experience, and protection. So yeah, if you've ever been hurt by community, if you have created a pattern of rejection, right, it does make you want to, protect yourself. Our next card under Apple is Neroli. We got her last time we used this deck, Cause and Effect. So that to me says we have so much power and influence when it comes to our patterns. You literally can create new patterns in your life if that is what you want. And our third card is another kind of lone wolf looking lady. It's wintergreen. It's natural instincts and surrender. And I have never pulled this card before. And it's sitting under the reversed marshmallow. So she's got a upside down cake. There's a cake on the marshmallow card, like on a cake stand. So really interesting to see the energies of the first three cards. All the energies of the first three cards, whether they're upright or reversed, are trickling down into these second cards, these middle cards. Oregano, Neroli, and wintergreen. So let me put this deck away. Just so you know, the juniper berry, I caught a glance of that. Mirrors and awareness. Okay, that's a great card just to remind me that, the patterns in our life do mirror back to us. Our thoughts, our experience, our belief systems, our expectations, what we're putting out, we get back. And sometimes when the patterns in our life are ugly, nasty bullshit, you have to understand that it's really actually just being reflected back to you. So you are participating, whether you realize it or not, in a pattern that's not serving you. You're either projecting negative thoughts, you're either hating on people more than you should, you're either just, I want to say, being naive or just unaware that you are participating in the pattern. Like maybe you didn't even realize that you had a say in it. Well, you do. So if you don't like what's in your life right now, you really do have to take some reflective time to figure them out. Be like, oh my God, like what's going on here? And then once you're aware of it, oregano is there with that protection. Like you can do something about it. You don't have to, just because you made it happen. Like, I think we all make everything happen, but doesn't mean we have to, like once we realize we did it, doesn't mean we're stuck with it. Like, I did it. I didn't realize I was doing it, but I did it. I take responsibility for it. And now I'm going to take responsibility to use my energy to create something different. Neroli comes in with that cause and effect. Like we have the say, we have the power, we have the clarity from the experience, and we can utilize our natural instincts, like wintergreen says. One, just kind of surrender to the pattern, like, okay, well, it's got a lot of momentum. I kind of have to just let the riptide chill out a bit. But then after I realize, after I get myself calm and grounded, even in the chaos, I can use my energy to create something different. Okay, so our first card is Forget Me Not, with awareness. So talk about the law of patterns today. Forget Me Not wants to raise your awareness of your connections, not just to loved ones, but to all beings. And so this is in the first column with the quaking aspen. We are one. Your connection to everyone and everything. I'm talking the rocks, the trees, the people. You are part of the all beings in all realms, including yourself. When you can understand this connection, you can let go of your fears of loneliness, isolation, and separation, because you realize the true immortal sense, the true immortal nature of your divine soul. Okay, so that's why we got the quaking aspen in reversed, because we do have fears of loneliness, isolation, and separation. We came here with them because we separated ourselves from oneness to incarnate on this earth. So we all have a sense of fear of separation. We all have issues with that because we all deliberately broke away from oneness to come here. So, but then again, then it manifests in the world. Our body is our belief in separation. And so then our belief in separation disallows us from connecting in unity and oneness with all beings and all things. So that's just the work here. The work we have is forgiveness. The work we have is getting out of fear. The work we have is getting back to unity consciousness that our soul knows. Our soul is very much familiar with unity consciousness. So it is possible for us to do that. And how do we do that? We have oregano there in the middle with our experiences, with the clarity that we have gained. It's okay to offer yourself protection as we go through this journey, but ultimately it is a journey back to oneness. All right, let's get our second card here from the soul flower. I don't even think I told you. Pulling soul flowers here at the bottom. So yeah, it is small cards, medium-sized cards, super-sized cards. These aren't the biggest oracle cards I have shuffled, but they're a nice size and their edges are rounded. And we're going with the bottom card. It's Lady's Mantle with Nurturance. Now, just so you know, Lady's Mantle flowers on this card match the Neroli dress. Perfect. And Lady's Mantle is all about nurturance. Being held in your mother's arms. Lady's Mantle brings feelings of gentle reassurance and joyful contentment to your body, mind, and soul, especially during times of upheaval and change. So as we change the patterns, as we change our lives, as we change the cause and effect, as we change our perception on the forbidden fruit there that's at the top, that's the old story that we've been told about the apple, the forbidden fruit. But really, it was an act of nurturing. Eve didn't make any sins in that garden. What she did was nourish herself with this amazing fruit on a tree. So this is a message to know that you are loved and fully supported in all ways. You're not a sinner. You've done nothing inherently wrong except leave God's oneness. And you all have the inner resources you need to be happy and whole. All right, so let's get our third card here in 1 second. All right, so we have awareness, nurturance, and now we're going to get our third card from the soul trees. With the law of patterns today, awareness, nurturance. And if we have our final card, our final card is alignment. All right, so that is really cool because under wintergreen, like she really does seem like she's in alignment as she's sitting on a cliff with her wrap around her, just being quiet. Oh, you know what? Okay, first of all, I just have to laugh. 2 things. 1, bleeding heart is on the bottom with independence. Okay, so that's kind of interesting to me because sometimes our independence can separate us from oneness, and sometimes our independence can actually assist us. You know, when we make our hearts independently strong and full, we have more to offer everyone. We can offer love to ourselves from within. But anyways, that's interesting that is what is on the bottom of that deck as I put it to the side. All right. But what I want to say was interesting looking at the wintergreen card is last night I actually got a message about alignment from the Sacred Stones Oracle deck, and it was saying to become a rock, ground your energy into Gaia, become a rock, become a mountain. It will serve you so well. And so now I have a message of alignment that's literally under the wintergreen card, where she is with the mountain, perhaps even becoming the mountain, connecting with that mountain energy. Think about what it's like to be a mountain. Unshakable. So strong, so grounded, such presence. Every once in a while in your life, it really does serve you to become a mountain. So Campanella, this beautiful flower, these campanella bells are ringing in the spirit of abundance from the limitless universal source, helping you with the alignment of your thoughts, words, and actions with your true self that knows no limitations. So your true self, your soul, the part of you that comes from source, it's very familiar with oneness. It doesn't know limitations. And that's the part of us sometimes that we feel like, like we know inside ourselves that like this density that we're in right now is not our true self. It's not who we truly are. So it's really important for us to connect with that energy within. Even though we have to come back into these bodies that we have to lug around, there is a part of us inside that only knows lightness and love and connectedness and oneness. And it's beautiful. So focus on all that you have achieved instead of dwelling on all there is yet to do. Be happy, be well, be happy. So very interesting here. Great ending message. I love, quiet on set, dogs. I love that down here at the bottom, we have the lady's mantle flower that is really upright in the center. And then we've got these forget-me-nots on the left and the campanella on the right that are sort of like sprawling out this energy. So we have this solid core energy kind of, but then we're sharing the energy out to the left and right. So awareness, nurturance, alignment on the bottom. In the middle, clarity, experience, protection, cause and effect, natural instincts, surrender in the middle. And then on top, we are one, forbidden fruit, a spoonful of sugar. So yeah, like let's talk about that spoonful of sugar. Looking at life's sweetnesses. That's what Campanella was just saying. Like, let's focus on what we do have, what we have achieved, what we can be thankful for, right? Just be well, be happy. Let's kind of get our energy into this feeling of being supported, of being loved by the divine. Quit looking outside of us for that. Maybe that's why our sense of community sometimes fails, because we go there without being a whole, complete person first, right? We're the needy tree, right? We're the sick, needy tree in the forest. And even though all the other trees would love to support us and help us, they can only do so much. Like, we have to have our independence in the interdependence of community. We have to be a healthy, whole, stable tree within the forest so that we can be an asset to the community. We can add to it. Then when we're adding to it, we're loving it instead of thinking about what can we get from it, what can we take from it, what we're not getting, right? Instead of focusing on how it adds to our life, we're thinking about how it doesn't, or the lack, right? So being a whole being allows you to get into that sense of love in your life instead of the sense of lack of your life. So that comes with experience, oregano says. That clarity comes from experience. So I'm excited to read the oregano and wintergreen, and see what other messages kind of come through. So let's start with the oregano. LMNOP. Okay, get my alphabet sense here. Oregano. Isaac Marion said, every experience, good or bad, is a priceless collector's item. So good or bad, right? Everything is a collector's item of experience. It's all experience. And that's how our soul sees life. Our soul really doesn't really care if it's like good or bad. It's just expanding and growing and taking that experience and that knowing. That's what it came for. It's only our human mind that gives the 3D judgments of good or bad. You know, expansion on a soul level happens either way. So oregano's tenacious personality can break through barriers like any other essence. So interesting, because that's what it's going to take for some of us to rewrite some of our patterns. Strong in character and willing in power. It gets completely emotionally detached from situations and can see the clear picture easily and effortlessly. So yeah, detaching yourself from your situation so you can see your patterns clearly. Oregano is aware of his strength and is selective about how it is used. A positive state of oregano knows how to use his strength. He won't waste his better moves in small situations with weak people. Yeah, walk away from the small fights with the small people. Sometimes oregano can be so rigid that it lacks patience with those who don't have the same level of understanding. However, it comes back to basics quickly and can adapt to the needs of others. So pulling in yesterday, the law of patience, everyone is at a different level. And when you're in a community, you have to have patience because not everyone's going to be on exactly the same page as you or with the same understanding or the same clarity or awareness. When oregano personality is presented in the negative aspect, it can often feel weak and easily affected by others. It is good at keeping things inside instead of sharing them, an inner turmoil that always ends up in a struggle. Oregano is like a Shaolin monk. He is quiet and meditative, focused on his practice. He is also free from attachments. He is ready and highly prepared to act and defend when it is needed. So the divination meaning for us is to stay calm and focus through the turmoil. Access every move and act only when it is required. Don't be impulsive or overreactive. You need protection right now, so be mindful of your surroundings. So yeah, I mean, even though we do want to get to that place of knowing we are one with everyone, having a sense of community, we did get the quaking aspen reversed. So maybe right now we're in a community that isn't serving us. Maybe it is just time for you to step away, to become a little bit more independent in your knowingness, in your experience, in your clarity. So the affirmation is, life brings me all that I've ever needed and desired. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Life brings me all that I've ever needed and desired. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. So yeah, life, the universe, it really does deliver. It takes care of us. It gives us everything that we've needed and desired and needed to experience, right? Whether it's good or bad. And what's the result? What's the cause and effect? We're getting better and better every day. That's what Neroli says, cause and effect, right? I am in control of my reactions. I write my own destiny, and I create a stress-free world for myself. So as we have these experiences, then we realize that it's up to us how we want to create differently or keep recreating the same. If you like it, keep doing what you're doing. If you don't like your experiences in life, then it's time to try something new. It's try to really pay attention to every thought, word, and deed that's in your head, that comes out of your mouth, that you do with your body, because everything is a cause that sends off a wave of energy through the universal grid. And then every cause creates an effect. And then that effect becomes the cause. And then it's just this incredible ripple outward from you. So you really do need to be so mindful about what in the world are you putting out. Right? What are you putting out? Are you putting out stories of forbidden fruits and snakes and fairy tales that don't serve you? Or are you putting out a story of beauty and kindness and love and connection and sweetness and marshmallow cakes? So let's just skip on over to wintergreen, since we just did neroli the other week. So we understand that everything happens for a reason. We're getting that. Absolutely. And we're getting how we play a part in it. So wintergreen, though, I've never pulled this card. She has her hair braided to the sides. She has feathers in her headband. And she's sitting under a few wintergreen berries on the top and on the bottom of the card. And she's sitting in front of this icy mountain. This is all about natural instincts and surrender. Emma Watson said, "All I can do is follow my instincts because I will never please everyone." Wintergreen is one of the strongest essences of the pack. It is native to North America, and American shamans are believed to have discovered the use of its oil to eliminate pain in the muscles and the joints. So wintergreen, it teaches us to relinquish the pain. She is the rebellious one, fearless, like a warrior, and connected with her feelings like a priestess. She can handle her issues pretty well. She is the advisor and the counselor of others, as she is seen as self-sufficient. The main chemical component of wintergreen is called menthol salicylate and is used in topical creams and massage oils for its soothing properties. So wintergreen and birch are the only plants in the world that contain menthol salicylate naturally. So it's a great remedy for pain. Wintergreen is like someone walking a path alone, a hard, rocky path. Wintergreen embraces this walk confidently and sure that civilization is not far away. She is wild and she is fearless. And she is so timely coming in with that reversed quaking aspen because, yeah, like a lot of us do feel like we are supposed to be on a solo path right now. Not that we don't keep, right, civilization close at hand. Should we need it? Should we have something to give to it? Should we need to connect? Should we need to buy some chocolate? But yeah, like we are on this path where we can be wild and fearless. So if this card has come to you, it is because you are holding on to pain or strong opinions. This essence teaches you that you must let go. It is okay to receive help, and it is okay to not walk the path alone. Controlling the situation can cause frustration and stubbornness. Follow your instincts. So definitely know when to ask for help. Definitely know that, like, if someone comes along and you feel like holding their hand for a bit, it's okay to walk with them for a little while before you kick them to the curb. But holding on to, negative and painful and strong opinions like this, it is time to let that kind of stuff go. So anyways, the affirmation is, I do my best and hope for what I want, but I surrender to what is coming to my life for my highest good. I do my best and hope for what I want, but I surrender to what is coming to my life for my highest good. I do my best and hope for what I want, but I surrender to what is coming to my life for my highest good. So now right above Wintergreen in her hard ways is Marshmallow reversed with that cake coming down on her, to soften the edges, to have a spoonful of sugar. When you look at this card, it's a beautiful cake with marshmallow flowers on top of it that's on a cake stand that's actually on 4 fluffy pillows. It shouldn't be able to be up there, but it is. It's able to balance on the softness, the luxury. We've got the spoon and the spatula and the whisk coming out of the pillows. We have some marshmallow leaves gently fluttering down. We have some marshmallow flowers, leaves, and roots in the bowl next to the rolling pin. And we have all these soft spiraling marshmallow fluffy frosting swirls in all of the 4 corners and on the cake as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you've walked this path alone for a long time, yeah, you do get kind of hardened. And it's so sweet that Marshmallow would come in to just help us soften and soothe and rediscover a part of us that does just love the luxuries and the sweetness and the connection with all things. So yeah, Marshmallow's magic is to soften and soothe. So when the edges of life are too much, when you feel raw and scraped, picture Marshmallow, right, growing in the moist soil. Picture her velvet soft leaves, her beautiful delicate flowers. I mean, she is an incredible plant. Even though she's sturdy and strong and can grow very tall, she is just made of velvet sweetness in her leaves. And think about what her roots do. It makes the water emollient and soft and slippery and slick and lubes up all parts of you, moistening your lungs, easing up your joints. She is just so beautiful. And yeah, you can make, I've made fluffy marshmallow like with her roots. I've made a decoction of her roots and used that liquid to make marshmallow fluff. Actually with chickpea aquafaba and some maple syrup. It's so good. But yeah, I mean, think about where you need to have more softness in your life. Think about how Marshmallow can just kind of come in and it's like, yeah, you don't need to give up your strength. Marshmallow is not asking you to give up your strength. She's very strong, but she is also soft around the edges. So what is it that you actually need to let go? Okay, next to Marshmallow is that forbidden fruit, the apple, with the question, what have you been forbidding yourself? Have you been forbidding yourself this sense of community? Do you have any hidden desires that you would like to put into motion? That you would like, Neroli's there with cause and effect. What would you like to manifest? Do you have anything that, like the snakes in your past, like do you have anything that needs healed at this time that you want to release, right? There's a lot of energy here that you can release what no longer is serving you and bring in that alignment to bring in your highest good. So anyways, if you want to express yourself, if you want to dance, if you want to sing, let it out. Nothing is forbidden anymore. This is your garden, okay? This is your life. This is your reality. So what is it that you want? So give yourself that permission to express yourself completely. Maybe you do need to journey by yourself. Maybe you do need to experience yourself in your own way, on your own path, before we go over to the quaking aspen with the community. I mean, it is really important for you to know who you are before you try to integrate yourself with others. So Aspen is always shaking her leaves. She's always quaking and, looks like that. But underneath it all, underneath it all, the roots are holding hand. She's not scared. That's what the herbiary book says, and shows with this beautiful illustration. In the book, you can see that illustration so much better because it's a full page print, and it's incredible. So these aspens are holding hands. Their roots are holding hands under the soil. So she's not shaking out of fear. She's laughing. She's connecting with spirit. She's communicating with spirit. She's always talking to spirit. So she's always connected. So there is so much different energy in this pattern, in this layout. But the pattern is, it's like, what type of balance do you have with your individuality and with your place in the community or within your family? Are you giving yourself that good balance of your sacred time, your independence, and are you balancing it out with the softness and loving embrace of community, of family? So yeah, these are questions for you to contemplate. But if you have lost your sense of self, of your sense of your own personal desires, it's time to nurture that. And if you have lost your sense of being able to connect, then it's time to nurture that with others. So yeah, your connections within and your connections around you are all so important. But yeah, for me, I have to have that inner connection first and foremost before I even dare, to go outward with it and connect outward with it, because I want to be coming from a good place. I want to be coming from a secure and stable and a place of a full heart, a full energy. Because I don't want to be going into the community feeling super needy. That just creates drama and chaos. So anyways, I love all the strong figures. The oregano, he is so strong doing his Tai Chi, moving the energy. What's really interesting is this middle row, the energy does flow across it. So the man with the Tai Chi, he's got his cape that's flowing to the right, literally becoming almost one right into the neroli dress. It's about the same color. And then even the wintergreen, she has the same color stripes flowing across her wrap that she has held on her. So there is this beautiful golden fabric that flows across these three cards, right? This fabric that we are all cut from. We are cut from the same cloth. Yeah, we are different shapes, we are different sizes, we are different perspectives, we're different elements of the one cloth, of the one whole. So just know that the fabric of life threads and weaves us all together. We are all stitched together some way. You can kind of convince yourself that you are completely alone and have nothing to do with any of it, but that's a big old fat lie. That's a big old fat lie that you continually tell yourself, and it's just probably not serving you anymore. So yeah, thank you oregano, neroli, and wintergreen for showing me that flow of golden energy. It really does. It's sweet. Thank you, quaking aspen, apple, and marshmallow for flowing, kind of trickling down this white energy, right? The white aspen, the white roots of the aspen, the white fruit of the apple, the white frosting of the marshmallow fluff. Like it has its energy coming down into the golden energy that's flowing, bringing us the light of awareness, the light of source, the light of our soul into this golden woven fabric that we are part of. Even the oregano flooring and background is a grid. There is a definite pattern going on here. And then at the bottom, we have Forget-Me-Not, Lady's Mantle, and Campanella with awareness, nurturance, and alignment. So let's get our awareness in check, expanded, and clear. Let's nurture ourselves and others into a place of loving embrace within and all around ourselves. Let's add beauty into our own space and into the spaces around us, into ourselves and into the whole, because we are all one. And what we give to ourselves, we give to others. And what we give to others, we ultimately give to ourselves. And how do we do that? Well, we must get into alignment. We must be in alignment with ourselves, and then everything else unfolds beautifully. So this energy of giving to self and giving to others. When I give to others, I do give to myself. And when I give to myself, then I can give to others. So yeah, the universe knows what I want, but you know what? Ultimately, the universe is going to give to me what is in my highest good and the highest good of others. So I have to surrender to that. There is no lack of strength in surrendering. As a matter of fact, it makes life easier because you can go with the flow and just allow things to manifest, because you know you've put out good energy, you know you've done the work, you know that you have created the ripples that you'd like to see manifest. So with that said, yeah, let's just hand it over to the universe. And yeah, whatever will be, whether we walk our path alone or we connect with others, or we are immersed in a beautiful community, or maybe there's a flow between. Maybe we go back and forth. Maybe it just depends on the day, but whatever it is, we accept it and we embrace whatever comes our way. So thank you to all of these beautiful fruits and trees and herbs and essences and flowers and reminders that everything that we have is within us. And once we have it within us, once we're in alignment, then we can easily and beautifully share it with others. So on that note, see the patterns in your life, see the energy flowing in, down, and around you. Learn how to access it, learn how to embrace it, appreciate it, and recognize it, and learn how to utilize it in your life. And most of all, it really is important for us to learn how to surrender to it as well. So on that note, I just feel so much invitation to release what no longer serves us and to embrace the beautiful blessings that are headed our way. So yeah, allow it to happen for our highest good and the highest good of the all. And so it is.